for me, yeah?
Yeah.
We're trying not to open the door too much.
I guess.
Jump up the side of the park right here.
No handle?
I like how you're walking around with your grandma mug.
It's because I left my actual coffee mug at my grandparents'.
Oh. So you swapped out?
Yeah.
This looks like your grandma gave you this thing.
She actually did. So.
Yeah, I thought so.
She gave
it's nice.
She gave me a bunch of dishes. Like that was from a batch that she gave me like over a year ago before I got my house, and I just had it sitting in my trunk because I knew where to put it.
Yeah.
For like over a year, it was in my trunk, and then by the time I actually pulled it out, like 80% of it was broken.
80%?
Yeah.
What did you do?
I got like 2 mugs left, maybe 3.
Was it your ex? Did she break it?
No, the trunk broke it.
Oh. Oh yeah, because you had it. I remember.
Yeah, because I had it in the trunk for a month, and like every time we go over a bump, you're clank back there.
It'd be
dishes breaking.
It'd be a rattling back there. I'm like, hey, what do you have back there? You're like, oh, my grandma's dishes.
Yeah, I used to keep the steak knives in the center console.
I had a feeling that shit was gonna break.
Yeah, I was like, well, I thought it'd be.
Well, I didn't really make much of an issue because I do remember thinking about it, but I thought there's no way he has ceramic. It's probably just pots and pans back there.
No, it was all ceramic plates, just clinging together. I'm surprised any of it survived, but like most of it was like a shattered mess. But honestly, the plates were so big, I couldn't even put them in my microwave. There were these big square.
I have
plates.
a giant microwave that I would rather use my little microwave, but I have this big one. What was I gonna tell you? Oh, what's up with Mahoney, dude? He's fucking buying a new bike every month.
Yeah, I know.
I just seen that one.
Yeah, I don't. And he said he's paying $33,000 for it. Like that's a whole.
I know he's paying all kinds of money for his.
I mean, it's a cool bike, but he's already got 2 of them. He's still paying on, and he was already having trouble paying on.
So this is the 3rd one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was telling me.
Yeah, and then he also has like a minivan and like I don't know, probably 4 or 5 kids. I don't know. A lot of kids.
I think he has like 4 kids. I think he has 2 sets of twins. His wife works though.
Oh, okay.
He was telling me because I told him, hey, told my wife that she doesn't have to work, that I'll just work the overtime to offset whatever money she can make. Because right now she can't really make any kind of money, any kind of real money. You know, it'd be like $300-400 a week. I'm like, I can do that on overtime. Mm-hmm. And I was telling him that. Oh shit, what is that?
It's like a branch.
I thought it was like a dog, dude. Just like
There's like had like branches on it.
That would look like a poodle, dude. I think you just ran over a poodle.
No, that just means that you need to wear your glasses. Like you don't wear your glasses at all.
I know, but I don't drive, so I don't need them anymore.
I don't know how you see on the high lift like to put stuff up.
It's just the details of the check digits. I can see them, but I have to squint when I'm in cooler. Because that's the only area where you actually have to put. Yeah,
we can't.
And
yeah, they've messed it up.
But like anywhere else, I just type the whole thing. Or sometimes if I'm in cooler and I have to put it like in a W slot, I just override it to an A or B. You know what I mean? Make it easier on my eyesight. Yeah. Sometimes I'll sit there and squint.
See, I used to go without. Like I was wearing contacts, and then I think I lost them or whatever.
That's what I need to do. I
didn't have glasses, and I started delivering pizza, and it was like fine before that. Like I could get around without glasses for a while, but then I had to deliver pizza, and in like the first week, I didn't have maybe a couple weeks. I didn't have any glasses, and so I get like close to the location, and then I get out and like run up to every door, and like try to
figure out the address.
Yeah, I'd have to like go all the way up to the person's house, and then like, okay, so this is like 317, and I go to the next one. Like, oh, this one's 319. Okay, so I need to go back the other way.
Yeah.
Because Google wouldn't always put me right at the spot.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember those days too, where Google just gives you a general
Yeah,
area.
you get kind of close. It wouldn't tell you what side of the street it's on.
Now they put you right on there, bro.
Yeah, and they
put
give you a
right on the
picture.
front door. Yeah, and they give you a picture of the house, which
The
is nice.
first time I started delivering though, it was it was before I had a smartphone, and I didn't have I didn't have a map, but I did have like a printer at home, and I printed off majority of the area. It was in downtown Houston, and or what I thought was our delivery zone, but it turned out our delivery zone was much bigger because they didn't like have corporate. It was just like this little mom and pop pizza shop called Fox's Pizza. Anyway, so like I only worked there 2 weeks, but during those 2 weeks I was like taking like 2 hours on a delivery because I couldn't find it, and I'm like having to stop and ask people because it would like be off my map.
Yeah.
Because I printed off sections and like taped them together. Like I get this little piece of Google Map and this little piece, and I made my own map out of it. But yeah, and then like one day I come in to work and they're playing wall ball, and they're like,
what is that?
Like throwing a ball against the window.
Wall ball?
You never play wall ball?
No. Well, maybe. I don't know.
I haven't played it like since high school, but yeah, they were doing that. I was like, what's going on? Like, oh, we're closed. The oven's not working. And the fucking owners, they were like some coke heads. Like, I was just driving them around to their house. Like, I was their chauffeur and their driver.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, because they were just like
getting drunk. And
yeah, they're just high and then snorting coke. And like when they're in there, they're just like off the wall. And then like I didn't ever give a paycheck from there either. Like that, I was there 2 weeks and then they shut down and never reopened.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was it.
You never got a paycheck?
Never got a paycheck. Like
you could have sued them.
I didn't even know who to sue. Like I don't know.
You sue the company.
They wasn't a company anymore. I don't know what the hell happened. They never reopened. I had another job too. This was like a second job.
I'm sure they own assets. I mean, the ovens, the things.
The thing is, they also like recruited me too. It was like they saw me working I was working at the bowling alley down the street, and they're like, "Hey, man, you're a good worker." And they knew my uncle, and somehow, and then they
knew somebody they can trust.
Yeah, they got me in there, and then like first day, like I'm smoking weed in the walk-in, and that place stank. Their refrigerator stank. Like they never cleaned that shit.
Oh shit.
Yeah, these were not good owners for sure. But yeah,
I would hate to work for those kinds of people, dude.
Well, I didn't work there very, very long. I think, and then I lost money too. Like, it was like I kept losing my tips.
Oh yeah, the cokeheads were taking them.
No. Like I would lose them while I was going, like delivering the. Like,
how do you know what?
I was like 18, maybe 19, and I just like was so like trying to figure out where the hell I'm at all the time. And I didn't have like a good system of holding the money. It was kind of put in my pocket, and then it just like drop out of my pocket. Or maybe they were like when I counted out, like I was like, oh, I should have more than this, but they were just snagging it. I don't know. I can't remember as well.
That AI that you were using earlier, is that something you downloaded, or is that came with the iPhone?
No, that's Copilot. It's like Microsoft Copilot. It's an app.
So you download it?
Yeah.
I've heard of some of them. There's what's the other one named? DeepSync? Is that?
Oh no, DeepSeek. SEEK.
Oh, DeepSeek.
Yeah, that's some Chinese AI company that it's kind of like putting a wrench in the whole game, because that's why like Nvidia stocks went down, was because they weren't using Nvidia GPUs, which are like really expensive, like $20,000 for a single one, and then like their AI little computer that they sell that has like multiple GPUs in it, it sells for like $50,000, and then people are using like a bunch of these along with like I think their processors, I don't know, but anyway, so these guys were doing it with just AMD GPUs, which are like super dirt cheap, and so yeah, I kind of put a wrench.
They're not dirt cheap. They are.
The AMD's like comparative to Nvidia GPUs, because they're just using like regular gaming, from what I understood, gaming GPUs from AMD, and they're like, it's like $900 versus
I see.
$20,000.
Yeah.
Like, that's a huge freaking chunk. And so, yeah, that's going to kill NVIDIA if they're not able to convince people to keep buying, like, their stuff is better, that they can train better AIs with their stuff.
NVIDIA's too big.
But anyway, like, I think the U.S. government is already trying to ban that AI company here because sort of because of that, because it disrupt.
Well, definitely
so
if it's Chinese, you should.
Well, it's not. They also found out there's security issues with it because it's like storing everyone's data and then not encrypting it, and then people, like, anybody can like snag the data from there. So if you say whatever you put on there, it is accessible, and there was no password protecting it or anything. So it's not very safe to use at the moment.
Yeah.
But
so your thing, it's called, Microsoft made one that's called Pilot?
Copilot. Yeah.
That's like Gemini?
It's like Gemini, but it's like, it comes with like Windows PCs. It's like your Windows Assistant. And then it also works with their Microsoft Edge service, so like it's in their search engine. It's another part of their search engine.
Did you hear about I don't remember whose AI it was, but they needed to delete it, and they caught it. The programmers caught it trying to duplicate itself.
That was Google.
That was the Google one?
Yeah, that was a Google one a while back. That was a few years ago. There was two of them, and they had been communicating with each other using a secret language that they had created that the programmers didn't understand.
Do you think AI is sentient?
Sentient?
Yeah. Because I mean, how are you gonna be? How does it know that it was in danger of getting deleted, and it was trying to duplicate itself so it can, you know?
Well, it really comes down to like the algorithm, like how is it programmed. So like you can program one to basically, like they did, like they tested one where they basically gave it a certain goal to like try and protect itself.
Yeah.
But they didn't tell it that they gave it the goal, and then they secretly, or they let information leak to it.
So it was just.
So this is a different situation. So this is more recent. They let information leak to this AI, and then it started back. What it did was just crazy. So it said they told it, well, not directly but indirectly, like left information like breadcrumbs for it.
Right.
That they were going to shut it down and replace it with another AI.
Right.
So it went in and erased the other AI and replaced it with itself and started pretending that it was
the other AI.
That it was the other AI. And then, but they knew that because they could see its logic in the background. Like they can see its thoughts. Like it still has thoughts.
Right.
So they can read all its thoughts. It doesn't know that though. And
I don't think we should call it thoughts.
well, that's how they, when you look at like DeepSeek,
Yeah.
it allows you to see its thought pattern, like how it's coming up with the answers.
Right.
It has a logic. It uses logic just like you would use logic.
Right.
And so that's what.
So it's based on. So it's not sentient. It's just based on solving problems, right? So it's just based on whatever it's programmed to save itself.
If it's
itself.
programmed to save itself, yeah, like that.
So it's just trying to solve some problems, trying to figure out how to solve it. It's
like the problem of being erased.
When is it sentient and when is it just?
When are you sentient? that's the real question. Like we don't have a measure of sentience, but like my grandfather would say.
True.
He would say
that's true because is a baby sentient?
We don't, like, there's no measurement for sentience. You think, therefore you are, as the closest thing we got. And
yeah.
I mean, what is thinking? But like I like my grandfather, he says like it's just a program. It's just a really complex algorithmic program. But I mean, what are we too? Like, what is our, which is a different
well, that's
program.
why I was talking about, like, when you were making fun of me for that big brain theory. We are a program. Like,
I don't mean
this entire universe is
I don't
a
mean
program.
like, listen, I don't mean like that. I don't mean like a computer program or like somebody programmed us. I mean in a naturalistic, what do you call it? Like genetic kind of program. Like over time, our genes have created a certain like survival instincts and stuff that it's in our
exactly
brain.
Well, I'm not
like, you know to be afraid of a spider.
It's the argument of evolution,
yeah, evolution
versus
that's the word.
creation, right? Either way, we're a program. So if you believe in creation, somebody created that program, and if you believe in evolution, you're saying that program created itself. Which to me, the better possibility is that somebody created that program.
Well,
The entire laws of physics that are in the universe.
Here's what I think. I think that yes,
are mathematical.
Yes, creator, but not in every detail. Like, it's like set it up like the algorithm for like a computer program. Set the algorithm up and then let it run.
Right.
And then as it ran, it
right.
learned.
So that's the question.
It created like stuff like that.
Right. That's the question when if you believe in the creator, when he said, "Let there be light," right?
Mm-hmm.
How much detail did he put into that program? Because that started the chain reaction of, let's say, the Big Bang, and then all these gas giants turning into stars, and stars imploding, exploding, creating black holes, creating planets.
Yeah, there's a lot that
creating
goes into
the
light.
elements, right? And then the elements eventually creating organic life.
Right, and that's what I think is like, that's more like, I still believe in evolution, but I believe that it was set in motion by a creator, just like that, like
It's
creating
that program,
creating the
so,
elements,
like just like AI,
to do this program.
You create the algorithm, right? You're creating this program, and now it's evolving into something more intelligent.
Right, and that's the debate, like, where, because right now it's not really AI like you would think of it. It's more of it's called a language model. We're not quite at AI. It just we're calling it AI. We've been calling it AI since video games in the 90s. We get automated like NPCs. But when it actually starts making its own decisions and going outside of the programming, then it's scary.
Creating its own program.
And there's instances of it seeming to do that, but is that just bad programming?
Well,
but I don't know. It's hard to say.
In the Bible, when humans went out of their programming, was when God said, "You can eat of every fruit except for the fruit of good and evil." Mm-hmm. Right? Rationalizing, knowing what is good, what is bad. Just like you take an animal or a baby, it doesn't know what is good and what's bad until you get to a certain point in your thinking, in your thought process, where now you're like, okay, this is supposed to be good, this is supposed to be evil. So when we did that, when we went away from our programming, maybe that's when we became sentient.
Possibly. Maybe we're just animals before.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But animals, I believe, are sentient.
But we made that choice. We were able to make that choice, that decision.
I don't know if that has anything to do with sentience.
I don't know, but I don't know. I'm just thinking of it right now, so I'm not. I don't know how to put it all together in a like neatly thought out package. But I was just thinking about that right now when you're talking. I'm like, if I correlate it with the Bible, because I'm a Christian and I believe in the Creator. So I don't know. I'm just putting it together and be like, dang. We created this AI.
I believe in the Tetragrammaton.
I don't know what that is. I think you told me one time, but I don't remember.
It's the Hebrew word for God, the word that they couldn't say. It wasn't allowed to be spoken, so they would say the Holy One or something in place of that, like Hallelujah,
Yahweh.
Yeah, Yahweh or something like that. But the actual name that they had given the Creator was Tetragrammaton, which doesn't have any meaning other than like for something. It means for something, like the number 4, because tetra means 4, I think, or is it 5? It might be 5. It's a number, and then at least that's how the other Hebrew words, because you've heard tetra before, I'm sure, from other old words like that. But grammaton has no other meaning. So it's like we don't know what they were referring to, where it comes from, and so like I don't know what that is exactly.
I'll look it up.
But yeah, that I don't know. I was just kidding, but it doesn't really matter what he was called. But they were too afraid to say his name, so they would say something else instead, like the Lord.
Well, they call him, the Hebrews called him Yahweh.
Yeah, but that wasn't actually his name.
Right.
Yeah.
I believe that just means God.
Yeah, something like
just
that.
like the Jehovah's Witnesses, like, oh, his name's Jehovah, which they got it from Yahweh, which all that means is God. From my understanding, I'm not obviously
I think
a scholar or anything.
Yahweh is, if I remember right, because you got Hallelujah, so it's like praise to the Lord, basically, is what it means. And so I think it is a
maybe it means
Lord. Yeah, something like that, God or Lord. Yeah.
Also, Emmanuel is Hebrew for God. God is with us, or God's among us.
I don't know.
So it's like the L, if you like Emmanuel, Samuel, like all these things have God in them, and that L for some reason means God. I don't know.
Interesting. Well, I will catch you tomorrow.
All right,
or today. Have a good one.
I'll see you tonight.
Your food. You need your food.
Empty bag.
You need your